What's going on, people? It is December 5th, 2020. Super stoked for this card tonight. We got three events left for 2020, and this card is okay. It's better than last week. That's for sure, especially considering that we had the main event drop off last week. Knocking on wood. Hopefully, we don't have any bullshit today before the fight start. We still got about 6 hours before things kick off. Uh, yeah, the next two cards are absolute fire. I cannot wait for those two cards. UFC 256, and then obviously we got the Wonder Boy and Jeff Neal fight. That's absolutely amazing as well too. I do have my buddy Alfred here if he wants to hop on up. It looks like he's quite comfortable where he's sitting right now. Maybe he'll make an appearance a little bit later in the show. But yeah, I'm stoked for tonight, man. I'm truly stoked. And I'm absolutely stoked to do this live stream as I always do. You guys show up every Saturday, and it's just freaking amazing, especially on fight day. I mean, on fight day, all we want to do is talk and think about fights. One of my guys on Twitter told me that his girl asked him a question, and he said, "Smoker, yeah." Like he's just dreaming about the fights, talking about the fights, and or sleep talking about the fights. Fucking kills me. Like that's how invested in these fights we are at from time to time. So I absolutely get it. Let's see. You know what? Let's go over my picks real quick first, and then we'll get into the questions. I'll just glide over them so that we can actually get right into the comments and questions. A little bit of a bigger card for me this time around. Let me pull it up. If you guys haven't seen them, I posted them on my Instagram page. I'm trying to build a following up there a little bit more. You know, the past 2.5 years, I've strictly been focusing on Twitter and YouTube, and I feel like Instagram is just another market that I'm just completely neglecting. So I might as well start dipping my toes in there, and it's not going too bad. Like I started taking it seriously maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I've already gotten another like 120 followers on there. So it's fucking awesome. But let's go over the picks real quick. I'll, if you guys have questions about them, I'm sure you guys will send them my way, but I'll let you guys know what my plays are. So I got 5 units on, or actually, you know what? I can even just share my fucking screen. Why do I got to tell you guys when I can just show you? Come on. There we go. So I got, let me see if I can zoom in a little more. All right, I got 5 units. My lock of the night play is Gabriel Benitez, 5 units at minus 188. I hit that a little bit earlier in the week, hence the little bit of perks you guys get when signing up to the Patreon. You guys get access to that shit right away. Even when that Gabriel Benitez line dropped, I let my Patreon members know pretty much immediately. I'm like, hit that shit. That line is going to get steamed. Hit that, depending on whatever your unit scaling is, or even if you just want to hit the limits, get the value you can out of there. Especially shout out to anybody that got the plus money on Benitez. Dog of the night plays. I got 1 unit on Montana De La Rosa at plus 197. I got Jake Collier, my boldest prediction. I have to back it up. I picked Parker Porter last week, and I even picked him by decision. And I just wasn't ballsy enough to actually go out there and bet it. But this time around, I feel like I got to make the play. Yeah, Jake Collier, 1 unit at plus 170. I have half a unit at plus 175 and half a unit at plus 165. It averages out obviously to 1 unit at plus 170. So that's what I'm putting. Hey, Alfred. Hey, keep it down. We're trying to do a show here, dude. Damn right. All right. Then I also have points. Hey, cut it out. I got 0.25 units on Collier via decision at plus 500. I have two parlays as well. So I got Jamal Hill parlayed with Topuria and Jackson under 2.5. Initially, I wanted to play Topuria and Jackson under 2.5 straight. However, the line got a little bit too chalky for me, and I did want to play Hill as well, so I ended up parlaying both of them. I do have a little bit untracked on Topuria Jackson under 2.5 at minus 102. Yeah, but I can't tip that. I don't want to tip these smaller limit lines to you guys. Then I also got a parlay of Roman Dolidze versus and Movsar Evloev. That's 2 units at minus 116. And then lastly, a play that I did have last time around when they were originally scheduled to fight. Now I'm going to double down and hit it again. I got Smoke and Canonas under 2.5 at plus, or 1.5 units at plus 130. Goddamn, guys. I woke up like an hour and a half ago. It was a super late night last night for me. Just staying up, studying. I got a couple more matchups to get through for UFC 256. So Yeah, maybe I'm a little bit stumbly with the words today. Hey, Alfred. Hey. Let me get him up here one sec. Give me one sec. Alfred, come here. Hey, come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Oh, yeah. Look at this little guy. Look at this little guy. Ugh. Look at this little guy. Get comfortable. Go ahead. Get comfortable. Get cozy. There you go. All right. This is his spot. This is where he likes to perk up whenever I'm tape studying and shit. So, all right, let's get into the questions, guys. Let me get a sip of water. All right, let's do this thing. Honestly, in 60 minutes with you guys absolutely flies by. It's insane. So I want to get into these questions. So I make sure I get everybody's inputs here. All right, Chris Moss, what's going on, my dude? OSP by sub. I do believe that is a liver play than him to win by KO or him to win by decision. I think OSP by sub is probably the only way he gets it done. Brian Rose, what's going on, man? You're killing it every week. Coming on out. Shout out to you, my man. I've definitely gotten that one before. Trust me. I appreciate the little bit of giggles there. See what I did there. Don't think we didn't catch a leave it pun last night. Let's get it. Thank you. Thank you for making me feel slightly better about 12 hours after. You got some bold picks today. Best of luck, my brother. I do. I feel like my boldest picks are Jake Collier and Montana De La Rosa. Outside of that, everything seems to be pretty safe and seems to be pretty unanimous throughout the Twitterverse. Danny Legs, what's going on, my brother? I appreciate you stopping by. Tyler Ricciardi Daly, my Italian brother, I'm assuming. What's going on? Gaps is saying good luck to everybody. I appreciate you stopping by the stream, my guy Gaps. Brian Lockhart, I don't have any bets on the first 4 fights, struggling with them a bit. I want to find a winner in there to get the train rolling. Personally, I do think that the Topuria and Jackson fight is the second fight of the night. And I really like the under 2.5 there. Both guys are finishers. And Topuria hasn't lost, but I believe all of Jackson's losses have come via finish as well, too. Brian Anthony has Collier as well. Shout out, brother. Topuria inside the distance. Yeah. I am picking Topuria to win. I'm expecting him to finish inside the distance. So if you want to get as specific as that, I think that's the spot. Eric Delgado, what's going on? Brian Rose, I'm freaking pumped. He is. Normally he loses it a little bit when somebody's at the door or ringing the bell or something like that. So that's probably why he was going off a little earlier. But he settles the fuck down pretty much immediately afterwards. Ned's MMA podcast. What's going on, dude? Man, I can't pick between Collier and Vellante. These tubbies are going to make it ugly. For sure. We had 2 tubbies last week make it a little bit ugly too, and the underdog ended up pulling it off in a fight that should have been closely lined at a 50-50 at a, just as I think this fight should be lined at a pick'em as well. Got Alfred not keen on the Collier bet. Maybe we'll see. I'll ask him again after the fact. Collier Vellante over 1.5. Yes, I do think that is a very safe play. And again, I do believe if this fight does go over the 1.5 minute or 1.5 round mark, Collier is probably going to go get away with it. I think he's going to win. Dimitrisped. I gotta nail that one because you're always in the chat, dude. Shout out to you. Anyone else think Evloev has a shot at finishing Landwehr? Personally, I think he wins by decision. I think Landwehr is durable. Like even though he got put out by Herbert Burns in his first fight in the UFC, I still think he's still quite durable. I'm not sure if Evloev has that type of pop that a Herbert Burns has, but we'll have to see. Danny Legs does believe that Evloev can finish Landwehr, so good luck to you guys if you actually do bet that. What else we got here? Dimitri, not really. Yeah, not a lot of people think that he can finish him. I'm a bit worried by Jackson. Yeah, that's why I'd rather go with under 2.5. Also, the round 3 prop, I did drop that on the prop and you upstream that me and Cody did on Thursday. Jackson in the 3rd round, I believe, is plus 1,000. I think that's where he's most live to get the finish. But then again, under 2.5 is my spot. Appreciate it, Danny. Let me know what you're on. I'll see if I can go through them and break them down for you a little bit, or just give you my thoughts on them. Dimitri Sped, I don't know. I think Landwehr is too hittable. He is very hittable, but again, it comes down to the power that Evloev is able to generate, and if he actually has that knockout power. Also, takedown D is not there. That is correct. Evloev is very smothering, so we'll see if he's able to pull off a sub, if he's able to get it to the ground too. Little off topic. My guy Ryan Kloon, shout out. Little off topic, but Kenny Cruz announced for March. Yeah, I don't mind that. It's a weird pairing for Cruz, and it's such a random matchup. I did see a couple of people kind of say that it is definitely a very random matchup. Um, yeah, good fight for Kenny to kind of like add a name to his belt if he's able to get the victory here. Um, I think I like him to win. I'd like to see what the odds are there. He's making improvements. His cardio is great. You know, Cruz seemed to slow down a little bit in that Cejudo fight, but Cejudo did a really good job of attacking the legs. So maybe we'll see Kenny kind of implement that type of game plan as well. But that's not really his style, but we'll see. I do like that matchup, though. At least Cruz is getting back there. It's funny because we always see him training and saying that he's ready and all that shit. So it's finally good to see him get back in there. Sparring with reality. What up, Lock? Durden KO plus 440. Value play of the card. My man has a point here. I mean, I am picking Jimmy Flick to win this fight, but it's probably my least confident like view on the card. Or read, I should say. That fight and the main event. I feel like I just can't get the best reads on either of those. But Durden KO at plus 440 is definitely value, considering that Jimmy Flick is like second to Malcolm Gordon in terms of not wanting to be hit and probably the most uncomfortable in the stand up. Actually, let's throw Jordan Leavitt in there, who also fights later that card. Both guys, they don't really like to be hit. And Durden definitely has some pop on his shot, so I wouldn't be surprised if Durden does KO him. So solid spot there, man. I think I really do like that spot there for Durden. Great fight for Cruz, says Danny Legs. I gotta do my tape on that before I can truly give you guys my best thoughts on that. Dimitri Stepped also thinks that Cruz is gonna win. I wanted Cruz Aldo. Damn, that's not a bad. That would have been cool. I wouldn't have minded that. You know what? They should have just replaced Marlon Rivera with Dominic Cruz. Fuck. Then again, maybe Cruz is not ready till March. But yeah, I absolutely agree. It would have been great to see those two go at it. Yes, Danny Legs agrees with Luke. Gaps, what you think about Jordan Leavitt? Leave it alone. Do not bet on this fight, in my opinion. I think the best spot would be the over 2.5, as Matt Wyman has shown good takedown or good submission defense since he's come back. The fact that Jordan Leavitt wasn't able, or sorry, Joe Selecki wasn't able to tap him out, and him being a lot more physically imposing than Jordan Leavitt, it leads me to believe that Leavitt might be able to will get this fight to the ground, have some good time on top, but probably will walk away with the decision victory. But I'm staying the fuck away from that fight. Putting 1K on Hermanson to win. You got some balls on you, my brother. That fight I just can't get the best read on. It's a very, very tough fight to call. Leave an 8, 450, he minus 150, so pass. Yeah, Dimitri has a good point there. There's not much value on fucking leave it at that minus 450 line. Jared Tatgenhorst. Smolka, yes, I do think he wins. I think his inside the distance line is very hittable as well if it's still in the plus 200 range. But the spot that I ended up going with was Smolka and Canona's under 2.5 at plus 130. I think that's still a solid plus money plays. Seems like everybody is doing the Topuria and Delidze parlay. Yeah, and that leads me a little worried. I hope if anybody that drops the ball, it's Topuria, since I have him, or I don't have him straight, but I have him his under 2.5 parlayed, whereas Delidze, I do have him parlayed with Evloev. So yeah, I hope it's Topuria that drops the ball if it's either of them. It's Booty Ferguson versus Oliveira next week. I can't wait. Neither can I. I dropped my breakdown for that on the Patreon yesterday or the day before, I believe it was, and I went 10 or 12 minutes on that fight. It was probably the most fun I've ever had taping a fight. These guys are all action all the time. I cannot wait for that fight. The full podcast is dropping on Monday, so you guys will hear my thoughts on that fight on Monday. Or if you can't wait, I have the breakdown already posted on the Patreon. So the Patreon is in the description below. If you guys want to go hit that out, $5 a month, and you guys get a ton of great perks, and you help me out a lot. You know, I mean, I'm very close to going full time with this damn thing, and the Patreon definitely helps that out a lot. So shout out to anybody that's supporting your boy. Ryan Wilson asked Delidze or Allen. I'm going with Delidze. Um, you know, Allen off the juice, not being the greatest of fighters, in my opinion, having a couple losses via submission, and Delidze, you know, a lot of people want to poke holes at his BJJ acumen. The guy's still a brown belt. So you could potentially pull off a sub here on Allen, but I think it's going to be him winning by KO, just swinging his dick out there and just trying to knock this guy's head off. Did a Delidze, Benitez, and Hermanson parlay? I am picking all of those gentlemen to win. My only concern there is the Hermanson leg of that parlay. Vittori is a tough out. It's going to be an interesting fight. Wizen, what's going on, brother? Always coming out. I love seeing the regulars here. Honestly, I love seeing the regulars. How many percentage to win has Damon Jackson and John Allen? Ooh, I'd say John Allen has a slightly better chance of winning than Jackson, and obviously we see that reflected in the odds. Yeah, fuck. I can't really put an absolute percentage on it. I think Taporia is live up to about like 75%, 70%, and John Allen's probably live till about sorry, Jackson, I mean like 25 to 30% chance that he wins. John Allen, I'd place roughly around the same, maybe a little bit higher there. There they are. Barco, what's a parlay? It's when you add more than one leg or one fight together and hope that both of them hit, so you get a slightly better payout. Visceral, had to hear more on your De La Rosa over Santos play. Is it just because of the line, or do you think that it's a definitive win for Montana? PS, you're nuts for this one. I know my guy Visceral gave me a little bit of flack on the timeline yesterday after he heard that I have a play on De La Rosa here, but it's a mixture of both. Like, I think that like it's not a definite win. Like even though my main branding is MMA lock of the night, I'll be the first to admit that there is no locks in MMA. But I will always give you what I think my closest to a lock play is, and that's why I go with the lock of the night moniker. But in terms of a definite win for Montana, like I think she has a much better chance than the odds are indicating. And this is a gambling game where you want to take advantage of those inconsistencies with the lines that the odds makers are putting out there, or even where the public is pushing the odds, right? So I think given all the talent that De La Rosa has in the clinching and grappling and wrestling realm, I think she could make it a tough time for Santos. And Santos probably won't look like a minus 210, minus 220 favorite. You know what I mean? Or even whatever line. You know, I should pull up best fight odds while I'm doing this to see if there's been any crazy line movements either. But yeah, minus 220 for Tyler Santos. I think that's a little bit too large. And I'm not just saying that because, you know, she lost to Barella. That's not what I'm basing this off of. Like, I think that De La Rosa probably, you know, she provides the biggest threat that she's fought to date. And that's weird to say, but I think that that's true. I think she's more of a threat than Barella is. But I'm still expecting a better Santos than we saw in that Barella fight. And she definitely provides more of a threat than Molly McCann does. So people that played Molly McCann, I'm kind of surprised that they're not on Montana De La Rosa here, especially at plus money, especially this steep of plus money too. Also, not saying it's a definite win, but I think there's a ton of value here. And I do think she can make it much, much closer, especially if this fight does hit the judges' scorecards, which I think it will. I guarantee you Santos bettors will be sweating it out. Paul G, what's going on, brother? Your thoughts on Jane's father and his car playing a part in this? Maybe he puts on a performance of that time. With somebody messaged it or commented yesterday in the final weigh-in stream on the odds channel last night that there's no fairy tales in MMA. You know what I mean? That shit doesn't happen. It's very, you know, few and far between. Like, the two most recent ones that I can think of is the whole Devin Clark thing where his stepmother passed away like a couple days before the fight. And, you know, everybody wants to see that Cinderella story of him going out there and beating Anthony Smith and having this Cinderella story to say, oh, look, I did it in honor of my stepmother. Or even Walt Harris, if you want to go that far back, when he fought over him or when he fought Volkov, I want to win for my stepdaughter. And It doesn't happen, man. If anything, like I think it's a worse thing. Like I think if anything, it's putting too much pressure on Justin James. He's going out there to try to want to knock this guy's head off. What if it just takes him off of his game plan? You know what I mean? Benitez, he's been there and been in the cage 30 times. He's been in the UFC however long. He's seen this time and time again. This is not something that he hasn't seen before. So again, James's path to victory is very, very narrow, which in my opinion is just that first round knockout. If he's not able to get that, it's going to be a very, very tough second and third rounds for him. But I do think that Benitez gets it. If you guys are still concerned about Benitez and wouldn't want to pay that price on him, I do think that the under 2.5 is the way to go here, because if James wins, it's probably in the first round. If Benitez wins, I think he gets the finish, whether it's the second or third round. So that's my thoughts on that. Danny Legs, 2 or more plays for the same bet. So if you have Topuria Evloev, you need both to win Barco. Thank you for clearing that up for me, Danny Legs. My guy Jazz S. Mundia. What's going on, brother? I'm assuming you're going out to that farmer protest coming up. I want to go to that, but I got some stuff at home that I got to take care of. But I believe my mom and my brother are going to be going out and supporting that stuff. Smoke Up by KO plus 650. I think that is a solid line, man. I do truly think that is a solid line. I like the sub a little bit more, but in terms of value, there's a ton of value there considering how much Smoka has been relying on his boxing and his body work as of late. Volante is the most confident bet of the night, guys. Had 5 unit, now changed to 10 unit. This is a cakewalk for him till if you want to win loads. Jazz, dial it back a little bit. And please, 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 I'm giving you the advice now. Do not be that guy that touts or puts out their 10 unit plays. Do not do that. I promise you. Just looking out for you. You're my boy. Don't be that 10 unit guy. Danny Legs does like the I think Smoke a KO bet he's talking about. John Darville, what do you think about John Allen? Even though he has man boobs now, I don't want him to bust my parlays. The guy showed off in that Mike Rodriguez fight that he likes to mix in the entire MMA game. His striking is decent, but I think Delize kind of has him beat there. His takedowns are okay, but then Delize has that jiu-jitsu as well too. So I don't know, man. When a guy is coming off the sauce as heavy as he was, they usually don't look too good afterwards. But I do like Delize here. But yeah, that's my spot. Eric Delgado, you can def count on Smoker to show out or get blown out, which is why I love the under 2.5. Pa G, he parlayed Ferguson and Vittori. Ooh, I like the Ferguson leg there. Not so much the Vittori, but I do think he is live to win tonight. Visceral MMA. Next week's card may be the first card to bet all dogs. Almost all the fights dogs have a good chance, so it'll be fun. Let me just skim that card real quick and see what you're talking about. Brandon Moreno could be live. Tisha Torres live. Jandy Roba live, but I am picking Durden there. Peter Barrett plus 315 is value, obviously, against Hooper, but I do think that Hooper wins there. Dwight Grant, I do think, is live against Li Jing Liang. Pick 'em line between Tucker and Quarantillo. I got Tucker there. JDS is not live, in my opinion, against Cyril Gahn. Charles Oliveira, I think, is going to break against Tony Ferguson. Jacare Souza, I do like him as a dog, and I'm about to release my breakdown for that on the Patreon pretty much right after this stream is done. Dalcha Lungiambula, I believe, I haven't done the tape yet, but I do believe he is very, very live at the plus 225 line. Jared Vandera, I got to look into that guy. He did fight in the Contender Series, but I've heard that he's not that good. So I got to look into it a little bit more. Like Spivak, I think he gets a lot of flack for like unnecessary flack. So I'm looking forward to actually taping that and see if, the minus 225 line is warranted or not, because I've just heard so much garbage about Jared, to be honest. Plus 120 on Moicano. Yeah, that's not that too bad of a line. Cub Sonson at plus 115 is not bad against Daniel Pineda. And Andrea Lee plus 160 against Julian Robertson. It's tough to back her now considering how tough her grappling looked in her last couple of fights. So that's the only thing scaring me off Andrea Lee in that spot. All right. Talk J Bay, what's going on, dude? I like your content, Luck. I like you coming around and liking my content. Speaking of liking, make sure you guys hit the like button below. Apparently, it gets me in the algorithm a little bit more and helps me out a ton. So if you guys aren't already subscribed, that's one way you guys can help me. And the second way is just hitting the like. Clicking like helps a lot. Trust me. There will be a lot of decisions, in my opinion. So the card is largely a stay away this week. I don't know, man. I remember somebody telling me about it earlier this week, and I looked through it quickly, and I think that there's at least 7 fights that go to that don't see the scorecards. So I'm just gonna stop sharing my screen. All right. Ryan Wilson, who is the lock of night on site? I like Gabriel Benitez. He's my most confident play tonight. The Leadse by sub went from 9-1 to 5-1. Odds overnight for me. Interesting. Yeah. When people see a lot, or not a lot, but when people see a prop that a lot of people are behind, which this I've seen people touting this sub prop pretty much earlier in the week at 9-1, like you said, or 8-1. And yeah, I've seen it slowly start to climb down throughout the week. So I completely understand that live movement. I got some hefty free bets I got to burn. Safest place to tie into a plus money parlay. I'm thinking Benitez under 1.5 into Prairie Jackson. What else are we thinking? Yeah, I think that's solid. I do like Jamal Hale as well as a parlay piece. What else? Evloev, if you want to add a little bit of cherry on top. Yeah, those are the spots that I feel best about. Keith Ginter, what's going on, dude? Who are you favoring between Jamal Hill and St. Preux? I do favor Jamal Hill. Now things do get a little bit sketchy if it does hit the ground. However, I think Jamal Hill's combination of volume and pressure is going to eventually break St. Preux. St. Preux likes to fight low volume, low output. Jamal Hill, on the other hand, the guy is activity. So I think he's going to slowly crack away and chip away at St. Preux and then finish him later. So I do like the Jamal Hill via KO prop. I think it's around plus 160, plus 170, but I think that's the spot. Smoke a straight or parlay him with Delidze. Smoke a straight is minus 122. Wow, his line is coming down, fellas. He's at minus 135. Now he's minus 120-ish, minus 125. I think even at that, you can play smoke a straight. Minimize the risk in terms of adding Delidze in there, even though I believe he wins. But smoke a straight at minus 122, I believe, or even minus 130 is solid value. Personally, I think he gets the finish, so even playing him inside the distance isn't too bad of a spot. J Rowe, what's going on, dude? I love your avatar. It's like what is that, a pizza with sunglasses on and a suit? That's some dope shit. Hermanson has an injured toe. He hasn't tried to hide it. How much is that really going to affect him in the fight, though, right? Jazz is saying he's trolling about that 10-unit play. I know you're on Volante tonight, so good luck. But I'm not the best there. Alan had tit surgery too. Yeah, I think it was a gynoplastomy or whatever the fuck. I'm probably butchering that, but yeah, he did have some surgery. I'm expecting to see a much more depleted version of John Allen than what we've seen in the past, especially now that he's off the sauce. Jazz is saying, you really think I'm a casual betting 10 unit of Volante in 2020? Oh man, you'll see my Hail Mary parlay hitting tonight. Cheers, brother. And yeah, if I get a chance, I definitely want to attend it. Yeah, for sure. Chris Lau 30, what's going on, dude? Who has more value as a punt play on DFS? Ooh, again, DFS, not my forte, but I'll do my best to help you out. Jackson, Wyman, or Landwehr? Now, I don't think either of them win. I think the one that's most live to win is probably Jackson. Because if he wins, it'll probably be a sub, which means a lot of points, right? But I'm expecting the Landwehr fight to go to a decision, which means that if he doesn't, like, I don't think Wyman's going to put up too many points, considering he should probably just get dominated, I think, like in the grappling realm. Maybe not finish. He'll probably see the scorecards, but I'm not sure how much points we'll actually get out of him. So with that said, maybe Landwehr on points, considering his fight will probably go 15 minutes. He'll probably land more shots than Wyman does. But if Jackson does win, he's going to win by finish, and that's definitely points there, right? So, yeah, I hope that helps out, dude. The DXJC56, geez, JDS can't be watching us to lose to Gon. Gon is just as fresh as Gon is okay, let me try this again. As fresh as Gon is in his MMA career, the guy has the talents, man. He's fast, he's crisp with the striking. I think he can stay away from the big punches of JDS. But my concern here is I'm not really sure which way we're going to see Gon go. Is it going to be a decision, or is it going to be inside the distance? I'm leaning closer to a decision of him just staying on the tip of his toes, moving in and out of range, and just landing some good shots, enough to get the judges' scorecards 30-27. So yeah, I'm not the biggest on JDS in the spot. Chris Lure, a Ferguson Figueiredo parlay. Not too bad. Again, I haven't really taped the Figueiredo and Moreno fight yet, but I do lean Figueiredo there. Barcolad, what's the play for Smoka versus Canones? I like the under 2.5. I think it's still at plus money. I think that's the spot. I parlayed Ferguson and Bilal Muhammad. That is a solid spot. I do think Bilal Muhammad beats Diego Lima. So solid spot there. Justin Jr., what's going on, brother? It's safe to happy to see you here. Barcolad, which betting site is the meta? It depends on where you're at, Barco. Let us know where you're at, and we can let you know. I gotta start catching up to these comments. You guys are fucking killing it. Eric Tagato, for those leaning Oliver, go back and watch the Lee fight, high chin, lack of head movement. Please to ref for stand up, red flags, not trying to do your job, luck. To me, honestly, it comes down to the confidence of Oliveira. Like, you can break him. You can absolutely break him. And who better to break anybody than El Kukui? That's all I got to say on it. Otherwise, you guys can wait for my breakdown on Monday that I drop. I got a big bet on Jamal, and I am with you there, David Sharp. I think he is very, very live here. John Darville, what do you think of this play? None of these fights are going the distance. Flick Durden, I agree. Delidze Allen, I agree. James Benitez, I agree. Taporia Jackson, I agree. And Leave It Wyman. So that last one is the only one I have a concern about. You know, Wyman's never been submitted. He showed great submission defense against a much tougher opponent, in my opinion, in Joe Selecki last time around. Leave It is crafty with the jiu-jitsu, but he could potentially gas late. That's the only one that I would leave out. All the other ones, I do like to finish inside the distance. David Sharp, I heard all money coming in on Hermanson, the line moving the other way. Plus 125 on Jack Hermanson is currently what I'm seeing, so who knows? AJ Stone, what's going on, dude? OSP looked terrible at the weigh-in. Should we go all in on Hill? I wouldn't go all in, but I do think he wins. I think the spot to hit with Hill would be the TKO line, which is solid plus money. So don't need to go crazy on the risk, but I do think that there's solid value on the TKO line for him. Visceral, I had smoke on the last card that he missed weight, so even though he's clearly better, I'm nervous about his mindset. He looks in great shape, dude. The weigh-ins looked really, really good, so I like Smoker here, but I still did end up going with the under 2.5 rather than taking him inside the distance. But I still think he wins. AA, what's good, dude? I put a lot of money on Jackson by sub, which pays 13 times on 888 poker or 888 betting, whatever the fuck that website is. Not bad, not bad. I cast him last time against Mirzad Bektik, round 3 sub. So maybe he comes through for you guys once again. J-Roll, Landwehr at his lowest price, you can fit 5 favorites. Yeah, again, I wish I could help you guys more out with that DFS life. As soon as I go full-time, I promise you guys, as soon as I go full-time and I'm able to, dedicate more time to this shit, I will start to incorporate some DFS content so I can help you guys out as best as possible. AA, yes, that is insane odds for Jackson via sub. J-Roll, at his volume, he can score well if all favorites win. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of my thought process here with Damon or Nate Landwehr. The DXJC 56 definitely Landwehr. Yeah, you know what? I have a DraftKings account. I might just make a lineup today and throw Landwehr in there for the fuck of it, but we'll see. Question for you guys though that do run the DFS game: how often do you guys see a winning lineup, like a lineup that wins or even gets in the top 10 or say, and actually has a fighter that lost the fight, a fighter that lost the fight that went to a decision? How often do you see that in the winning lineup? Let me know. Good point about Oliveira at Eric Delgado. Yep. Visceral MMA on point there. Hector Smith, what's going on, dude? Lock, my man. I'm on. By the way, I love your fucking avatar. Fucking killing me. I'm on a big 3-leg parlay tonight. Benitez, Hill, Delidze. The funny thing is, untracked, I have the same parlay. So I think we cash it tonight, dude. I hope so. Danny Sajo, what's going on, dude? Ireland. So anybody in Ireland or in the UK, please help my dude out for the best betting website. I'm up here in Canada. I like using Pinnacle and using Bookmaker. But if you guys are over there in the UK or in the Ireland area, let my guy know what the best bookie that he can use is. Kevin, Jamal will lose. Okay. Maybe by sub. I think that's the best spot. Where are you guys at? Taporia predicts to finish Jackson in round 1. Check his Instagram. I hope so. Shout out whatever the hell your name says, but I have seen you on my page before hyping up these Georgian guys. So I hope the Georgians pull it off for you tonight, brother. Which is more likely, Smolka versus KO or sub? I think sub, but there is value on that KO line at plus 600. Mike Mad, lock my man. Good luck tonight. Ilya Taporia fight day. I agree, dude. I've been high on Taporia for about 2.5 years now. I really hope that he continues this run that he's on. He's a beast. Which fights are the best for live betting? Ooh, good point. I'd say the Collier and Vellante fight. If it hits round 2, I think Collier is definitely live there. If Taporia Jackson makes it to round 3, you might get a good line on Jackson, who is live in round 3, as we know. Round 3 for Wyman as well too. If it does hit the 3rd round, I wouldn't mind a little bit of a sprinkle on Wyman if he's that good plus money. What else we got? Benitez after round 1, I think it would be a very good line if if James goes out there and has some success in that first round and we get a decent line on Benitez, or even better than what we have at that minus 210 line. I think he's live after that second round. Jamal Hill after that first round, I think he's going to be a good live betting opportunity. So I hope that helps you out, Big Mike. Tajik Bey. Most of the fighters on this card are stylistic and statistically identical. This is the hardest card from DraftKings side of things. I wish I could give you guys more input there. Ryan Clune wants that DFS content. I promise you guys, I'm going to drop it as soon as I can give more time. Smoker jumped up to minus 140. Ooh. I see him currently at minus 122. Let me just refresh my best fight odds page. Yeah, he's still roughly around that minus 122, minus 130 line. I think there's some good value there on him straight. Sup, man? Who's your most confident underdog? Ooh. My most confident plus money play has got to be the under 2.5 on the Canones and Smoka fight. Smoka inside the distance is a good plus money play as well, too. In terms of straight underdogs, I do like De La Rosa. I think she's live here. And I do like Collier. As much as people want to shit on me for that one, I do think he has a solid shot of winning this fight. That fight is absolutely a 50-50 fight, and you guys can't convince me otherwise. Wisean, is it possible Santos and De La Rosa ends in round 1? I would like to hear zero. Zero chance. Zero chance that fight ends in the... You know what? No. I don't want to be that dick. There is a 1% chance that ends in the first round. How? Not sure, but I truly think that over 2.5 is a spot for that fight. AA also took a shot on Collier by decision, which pays 6. Yeah, I agree. I have a small shot on him at plus 500. Shadi Aboud. What's going on, dude? Hear my advice and put money on Ilya first round finish. I do think that's a good prop. I do truly think that's a good prop. Cameron Schmerda, I love that you're trying to correct your grammar in the comments. Shout out to you, brother. Never. Impossible. I'm assuming that they're talking about whether Santos and De La Rosa finishes in the first round. Winning lineup. Oh, sorry. You guys are talking about whether there's a losing fighter in the DraftKings lineup in a winning lineup. Yeah. Shout out to you guys. Cool. So maybe Landwehr's not the best spot. I don't know. We'll see. Very rare. Shout out to you guys. Thanks for the comments, guys. Ryan Clune has probably only seen it once. Damn near never in GPP. See, again, I'm still trying to tread the waters of this whole GPP head-to-head. I'm assuming head-to-head is just you going up against another dude, and whoever wins gets the pot. That's what I'm getting. I'm guessing GPP is one of those bigger games, like the more like normal games, right? Am I right? I'm so illiterate when it comes to DFS, guys. I apologize. Slowly catching up here on the fucking comments. You guys are fucking killing it. Let's see. Ryan Clune, often 3 favorites, 3 dogs are in the winning lineup. All right, shout out. Moyes, what's going on, brother? Happy to see you in the chat here. Jake Collier by Belly Rub plus 1,500. Lock of the night play right there. Shout out, Moyes. What's popping, my guy? Ben Eggs, welcome to the chat. J-Ro, if all favorites win, then the highest scoring underdog will be in the lineup. Sometimes a fight stack. Last time was Aljo versus Ricardo. Ooh, okay. Appreciate the insight there. Depends on the contest, but very rare. Ryan Clune, Barco, most of my family lives in Ireland. Paddy Power and Ladbrokes are the best. You hear that, Barco? There's the information you are seeking. Connor Chia. Evloev Landwehr could be decent for round betting. I think Evloev wins by decision, to be honest. Live betting. I don't know. Ben Eggs, call your stomach weight change to muscle. I'm in. I'm telling you guys, he looks in slightly better shape. It's in the right direction. He's not moving in the wrong direction, and that's a positive enough for me. Tajik Bey, last week I scored nearly 700 points in the main GPP and still landed 35th with only 200 in winning. Twitter, Rustic Kaputzik. Make sure you guys follow my guy, Rustic Kaputzik. Dat Playboy, what's going on, dude? I agree on Paddy Power in Ireland. They even have little bars you can go to at least before COVID. You could, yeah. It's weird that you guys have like bookies that you guys can actually go to in person to make these bets. We got none of that shit up here in Canada. Justin Jr. K. Yep, I already answered this for you guys. Again, I believe it's sub more likely, but there is value on the KO line at plus 600. Starter Bloke, what's up, dude? Put a percentage on the 5-man undefeated parlay. Good luck. AA, have a bet on Collier, Wyman, Landwehr, Benitez, Smoko, all go over 1.5. So I like the Collier one, like the Wyman one, like the Landwehr one, like the Benitez one, and the Smoko one has me a little bit sketched out because Smoko is just all pressure all the time. So who knows when that's going to be finished? But good luck on that, brother. Winner of Volante Collier has to take on Parker Porter next. I do agree. I absolutely agree. Baji, don't you think John Allen is a nice underdog? Apologies. I don't. I think Roman Dolidze wins that fight. I think there are better underdogs on this card other than John Allen. I'm slowly catching up, guys. We still got 20 more minutes, and I'm still not caught up with the comments. You guys are killing it. Randy Orton, who's more handsome, Lock the Night or Louis Smoka? I'll let you guys be the judge. We got you, Lock. I appreciate you, J-Ro. You guys are guaranteed prize pools tournaments. Yeah, okay. So that's what you guys mean. Usually they have like a couple hundred spots that get paid out, right? But yeah, those are normally the ones that I enter whenever I do. Easy, man. Prayed over Smoka. It's the beard, dog. I'm telling you guys. If you guys check out like the actual podcast, the quality of the stream is much better, so you guys can see a little bit better. So I'm trying to grow it out again. If you guys go back and what are you doing, Alfred? God damn, get comfortable. Keeps moving his butt. But if you guys go back to like the UFC 250 Lockcast episode or anything around the June time, that's the longest my beard has ever been. I just grew it for my wedding that I had in June. And then after it, I just chopped it all down. But now that it's winter again, I'm thinking of growing it out again. I think most people dig the beard for sure. Ben Eggs, new UFC fighters with minus 725 confidence line sus. For that, I'm hopping on the train. Dude, Ben Eggs, I'm telling you, Movsar Evloev is the truth. The guy's a top 10 talent. Delete Allen over under 1.5. I have trouble with this one. I'm going to go with the over 1.5, but I still do think that Delete wins inside the distance. I use Bet365. Yeah, Bet365 is a solid spot. If I'm not mistaken, I don't have access. Well, I do have access to it. I just haven't gotten around to using it. I do think when they have their live betting, they actually allow you to bet the method as well, which is great for live betting. So definitely utilize that if you have Bet365. Dan Man, dirt in to wear glasses in the octagon, plus 100,000. Maybe. Brian Anthony, I love that Blastoise avatar that you got there. Shout out the old school Pokemon reference. Early thoughts on Magic Marlin at minus 140. Honestly, it's hard to bet on that guy, especially against fighters that have good technical striking. I like Rob Font in that fight. I'm looking forward to researching that fight, but that's definitely a spot that I think Parker would wreck both. I don't know, man. Let's see what Jake looks like tonight and see if he survives that first round and then see if he can go out there and, even show us shades of what he looked like at middleweight and light heavyweight, because he wasn't that bad of a fighter at those weight classes. Let's be honest. If they were both in their prime, Volante and Collier, I still think 185 Collier beats 205 Volante. I'm being honest. Billy Bros, what's going on, dude? Shout out to the PSR guys. Smoke inside the distance plus 200 on Bet365. I like the spot, dude. I like it. Ben Eggs, Landwehr by KO plus 925. I've seen nothing but a granite chin from my guy Movsar Evloev as of late. So it's a long shot. Not too bad. Cameron Schmerda, thoughts on this parlay? Over 1.5, leave it Wyman, Santos, Rosa if I goes to decision. I like it. I definitely like that. Justin Jr., can you show us Alfred's your pet's face? I love his fur. I bet the brother is nice on that comfy sweater. Here, I'll give you guys another peek at Alfred. Alfred, come here. Look at this little guy. Look at this little guy. Is he not the cutest fucking dog you guys have ever seen? Come on. Who doesn't love them a wiener dog? Brian Anthony, landward decision is more likely than KO. I agree. I absolutely agree. Even if you guys want to hit that over 2.5, that's probably the most confident spot on the card. I think that's the spot. Young Bulla, we got Ferguson, Bilal, Robertson probably next week. What you think? I like all those spots. A little bit sketched out by the Robertson leg of it. Wait, sorry, Robertson, as in. I want you to clarify this because there is usually a confusion on Carl Roberson's name. Are you talking about Robertson or Robertson? Jillian Robertson? Let me know. CD816, what's going on, dude? Hill OSP fight doesn't go to decision plus flick sub/decision plus 185. Solid spot, dude. I like it. Brian Anthony, good spot. Yep. Why isn't the difference between Walt Harris and Devin Clark and Justin James is Justin James still has someone to fight for? True, but I think the motivation is normally the same, right? Like you want to go out there and make that person proud, whether they're there or not. So, my Georgian brother, unranked Kenny got 10th ranked Cruz on my man. Marab machine is still not booked. Yeah, I would have loved. Well, we already got Marab and Kenny. Yeah, I really wanted to see the Barcelos fight, man. I know Barcelos isn't booked, but that would have been a very, very good fight. Joshua Chipman, what's going on, dude? Santos and Rose all lose by KO or sub. Just like last week, fight does in the distance. Santos and Rose all lose by KO or sub. I'm a little Rosa. Okay, De La Rosa. I don't know. I think the fight goes to decision is the spot there. I'm having trouble deciphering that message for some goddamn reason. Chris Lure is giving me the awes for Alfred, the cutest fucking dog in the world. I'm thinking, I'll spit it to you guys. This is a very raw thought, but I was thinking of getting possibly some Lock of the Night merch made with Alfred as the as the centerpiece. So we'll see. I'm a simple man. I see a dog. I hit the like button, as everybody should. Hit that fucking like button. Jillian Robertson is who you're talking about. Yeah, I do like Jillian Robertson. I think she wins. Yeah, that's a solid parlay. I'm with you there. It's Booty. Who would you have winning in late Nate Landwehr versus Mike Grundy if they made that fight? See, I think Grundy could be successful early, but I think Landwehr could pull away with it later. Whereas Evloev could sustain the level of fighting and the pace and the activity compared to Mike Grundy, who I don't think would be able to. Christopher Brian Bassani, best 3 picks. I like Jamal Hill. I like Gabriel Benitez, and I like my nose is so itchy. I swear I don't do any of that nose candy or anything like that, but it keeps bugging me. So yeah, Benitez, Jamal Hill, and the Topuria Jackson under 2.5. I'd say those are my 3 most confident plays for this. Earl Spence, yeah, I heard he's again, not big on boxing, but I've heard a lot about Earl Spence and Danny Garcia. So we got Spence, Earl Spence, Roman Dolidze, and Benitez Haynes. I'm assuming you mean Benitez James under 2.5. Not bad. James emotional narrative going to get him KO'd. Yeah, he might overextend a little bit too much. Dolidze by sub, but Chris Lee gives it to Allen. Shout out Big Mike for the comedy. J-Ro, he's not technical enough to counter those kicks. Yeah, those kicks are going to be huge here. And we saw the size difference too. Benitez is a big boy. He's going to be able to maintain that distance with his kicks for sure. Does it go the distance? Yeah, I think it goes the distance. I do think De La Rosa and fucking what's her name? Taylor Santos goes to a decision. J-Ro, even though the left hook is his bread and butter. Yep. Spence, Dolidze, Benitez. Again, not the most confident in the boxing plays because I just don't do the tape study or know too much about those guys. But I've heard a lot of good things about Spence, so I do like that parlay. I don't think that's a bad spot. Chris Lure, what's going on, dude? CD816, join the Patreon. Join the Discord. Hot MMA fans want to chat in your area. That's probably the best marketing I can give you guys for my Patreon. Again, Patreon link in the description below. But we got a great Discord community in there. We got a lot of guys giving community picks, whether it's for fucking snooker or football or soccer, whatever the fuck it is. These guys are killing it in the community thread as well. So if you guys want to hit up the Discord, we got a ton of friendly guys on there and hot MMA fans in your area. Young Bula, what would you say has been your best spot this year? I gotta go with two spots that come to mind. One, and I'll say this is my second favorite spot. Katlyn Chikagian a couple of weeks ago over Cynthia Calvillo, plus 215, I think it was. Criminal line there, and surprised more people weren't on it. But I'd say my favorite spot, my best spot all year, must have been Derek Brunson over Edmund Shabazian. I think I had one unit at plus 280, then another half unit at plus 315, and I even had a little bit of a sprinkle on that round three prop at plus 2300. That was probably my favorite spot all year. Jono, what's going on, dude? Yes, you're right. Under 2.5 in the Benitez fight. Thanks, boss. No problem, brother. Good luck tonight. I appreciate you coming out and checking out the stream as always. I'm finally caught up to the comments. God damn. J-Ro, James T-Rex arms. Yeah, dude. The guy's just a winger. That's it. Benitez round 2, round 3 plus 600 plus 900. Yeah, dude. You're on the money there. Benitez round 3 is definitely my prop of that fight, but I would sprinkle a little bit on that round 2 just in case. Especially if James is going to go out there and have that game plan of trying to take people's heads off. It could look sketchy in that second round if he starts huffing and puffing. And again, don't overlook those body kicks, man. Those body kicks from Gabriel Benitez is just money, absolute money. Jono, best spot of the year, Sasha Palatnikov to KO Koshi, plus 1200. I had the under 2.5 in that fight. I had Kosi winning that fight in terms of that. That's who I predicted to win, but the more confidence was on the under 2.5. And goddamn, Chris Taioni just wanted to see a dead body in there that night. Funny thing is, actually, if you guys go back and look at my Kosi and Palatnikov individual breakdown video, Palatnikov actually comes back on my page and on my video and says, "Oh, you don't know shit," blah blah blah. And I'm like, dude, where were you before the fight? You can always come back after the fight to say this shit, but you can come before the fight and be like, I'm going to knock this guy out. I don't like when people are like the Captain Hindsight. I hate that shit. You guys come to my page to find out who I'm thinking is going to win every fight, and I got to give you guys my utmost confidence in most of these picks. So sometimes I'm wrong. You know what I mean? If I was right all the time, I'd be the richest motherfucker out there. Let's just say that. I had 5U on Brunson and 0.5U on round 2. Ooh, just missed that round 2. But yeah, Brunson was a solid spot, man. A lot of hype trains this year got derailed heavily. Who do you think is more likely to get a late finish, Vittoria or Hermanson? I lean with Hermanson. But again, not the most confidence there. Mike Mad, somewhere our boy Notorious was crying after that Shabazian comment. Oh shit, you're oh fuck. Shout out Mike, dude. I forgot that you're the one in the MMA music group chat. But yeah, Notorious definitely dropped the ball with that one. Also, Chito Vera inside the distance plus 550 had 1 unit and 2 units on moneyline. Oh yeah, against Sean O'Malley. That was a good spot. Yeah, definitely didn't put any money on O'Malley in that fight. Billy Brisbane, how is Tom Aspinall not the best spot of the year? Even my GF threw money on that fight. I'm assuming you're talking about the Jake Collier, but best spot of the year has got to be like, a spot that most people didn't really see or look for. And I know Tom Aspinall was a huge favorite in that fight, so I can't really call that the best spot of the year. Like, if you want to get more specific, Tom Aspinall round 1, probably a really good spot, but Tom Aspinall at chalk, you can't really call that the best spot of the year. But yeah, I guess I see where you're coming from. Vera, TKO, plus 1100, pretty close. I honestly, I'll give you guys the insider right now. I think Aldo's going to murk Chito Vera. All right, Ben Eggs, yeah, against O'Malley. Jordan, I went to high school with Palatnikov in Hong Kong. He played college football and nobody knew. Yeah, shout out to your guy. I'm sure he's going to do some great things, and I apologize for being too harsh to him. But yeah, I'm just bummed he couldn't get it done in under 1.5. Justin Jr., Chris Turner makes Steve Mazzagatti look like Jason Herzog. Hey, Taioni. I'm with you there, Justin. Al Megia, what's going on? Parlay Volante Collier over 1.5. Like it. Jackson, don't really like it. Flick Durden over 1.5. Very sketchy. Wyman, sketchy. Avlua Landwehr over 2.5. Like that. Smoker Quinones fight doesn't go to decision. I like that. And Benitez James fight doesn't go to decision. Yeah, I like those for the most part. The only ones I don't really like are Jackson, and Wyman. So yeah, I hope you hit your other spots. Jono, biggest parlay busters of the year, Bobby Green and Tanner Bozer. I absolutely agree. Maybe even Kosi. I think a lot of people parlayed Kosi that night. Tanner, Bozer for sure. Yeah, Bozer definitely fucked a lot of parlays. Best part of the year was Park reported by decision. Plus 850, guys. I told you guys. I tried to warn you guys. Well, UFC 256 be better than tonight's card? Absolutely, Barco. Absolutely. Next week is a fire card. Fig KO over Joby, the first time huge nailed KO2 with the money line. Yeah, I actually bet the under 4.5 in both of their fights. I think it was maybe under 2.5 the second time around. But yeah, I definitely hit that hard and happy to hit that. On point with Green and Bozer, absolutely. Micah Bell, shout out for the $5 super chat. I'm not really big on the super chat thing here. Got a couple donations, but goddamn. Yeah, shout out Micah Bell. I see you coming in the page pretty much every fucking week, every video. You're killing it. I appreciate the dono. I want to call it dono. I know Mr. Ark. Shout out to Mr. Arkansas. He calls it donos, and I like that. I'm gonna have to jack that from him. No, shout out to Micah Bell, though. I really appreciate it. It is a lot of hard work. A lot of people only see the videos that I put out, but goddamn, behind the scenes, just putting in the hours and hours of tape study while having a 9 to 5, while having the family and all that type of stuff. It definitely takes a lot out of me, but a lot of late nights too. But again, it's a passion. I know I see the full picture. I see the big picture. I see the end game here, and it's me doing this shit full time. And it comes down to the support of you guys. So shout out to you guys for sure. Thank you, Michael Bell. I really appreciate it. All right, we got just about 5 minutes left in here. Let's wrap this thing up. The DXJC56. I genuinely still can't believe Bozer went out there and did fucking nothing for 3 rounds. Yeah, that was very concerning. Like, I knew it was going to go to a decision, but I truly believe that we'll see a little bit more output from Bozer that night against Arlovsky. But Arlovsky brought it. Billy Brisbane, what's your low-level women's MMA fight of the year? Fuck, I can't really think of any off the top of my head, dude. Ooh, you guys got to give me some candidates. I can't really remember like obviously greatest women's MMA fight this year, Yana Jacek versus Wali Zhang, but I would not classify that as low level. So yeah. Wisen, can Smoker Canonas go to the decision? I don't see it. Obviously the odds maker believes so, since it's the odds, the favorite in that situation is to go to decision, but I do like the underdog money on the fight not going to decision. Your proudest bet of 2020, again, Derek Brunson over Edmund Shabazian. Loved hitting that shit. Jordan Coral, Locke, how many hours a week do you spend on tape? Tons. It honestly feels like tons, because I got like most other cappers and stuff, they'll be going through only fights that they want to make bets on. But when I do like content for you guys, a ton of content for you guys every single week, I need to make sure I go through every single fight with the fine tooth comb, make sure I cover every angle as best as I can. And yeah, it's a lot. It feels like every fucking day. I think the only day that I really take off is like Monday, because that's the day that my podcast comes out. So then I'll just chill out with the wife and just unwind, maybe game a little bit or some shit. But yeah, it feels like every fucking day I'm doing something, especially with the schedule that we've had over the last several months, where it's every fucking weekend. Feels like a lot, man. I can't put a number on it, but it's definitely a lot of time. Micah Bell, hopping on the Patreon as well, brother. I researched myself and it's a full-time job. Appreciate it, Micah. Trust me. Follow my man Micah Bell's lead. The best way to support me is that Patreon. $5 a month, super fucking cheap. You guys get a ton of free content, or not free, but you guys get a ton of good content on there, as well as early access to all my breakdowns before the podcast comes out. And also that Discord channel is adding a ton of value to the Patreon now too. So shout out to everybody on the Discord channel. Yorda Granger was low level, absolutely. But the funny thing is, I can't even say I watched that fight in its entirety. Matt Wyman dog of the night? I do not believe so. Again, I'm not the most confident in Jordan Leavitt either, so it wouldn't absolutely surprise me if we see Wyman get the victory there. But I'm not putting my money on Matt Wyman in 2020. 50 minutes of bad BJJ in Yoda Granger. I'm sure it was. Hermanson is going to smoke Vittori. I know my guy Shadi has a lot of money on Hermanson here. I'm not as confident as you, but I do think he wins. Danman, under 2.5 smoke a Quinn, OSP Hill, and Tapuria Jackson parlay. I like it. Um, I think the over under for OSP Hill is set at 2 or 1.5. But if you have access to the 2.5, I definitely like that much better than the 1.5. Brian Anthony, I had Lauren Murphy by KO to close her to parlay at plus 3,000, and she decided to get her first ever sub. That fucking sucks, dude. I had Tyron Woodley against Darren Till. I had him winning by KO. It was an interesting number, and then he goes out there and gets his fucking submission and a black belt. The fuck, dude. It's booty. Jermaine Duran maybe by submission over Pena spot of the year. Yeah, whoever the fuck called that was insane. I had Juliana Pena there. Dadman, been following for a week now, but love the content and cheers and enjoy the card. I appreciate you following me, dude. I see that you're already subscribed, so shout out for that. Make sure you hit the like if you haven't already. And I hope to continue to give you guys some good reads and good content throughout. Barco Lad, I'm gonna get your Patreon, bro. You the man. I appreciate it, Barco. I greatly appreciate that. Bleed the bookies. I laughed all the way to the bank when Modafferi beat Barber. Yeah, that was a sketchy way to win, but at least you got the W. A win is a win. Wyman Landwehr parlay is the ultimate Hail Mary this week. Good luck. Jordan Corley, even when you lose, you're still giving good insights to the fight. Thanks for the work. I appreciate it, Jordan. You know, I wish I could have a crazy betting record and all these units like some of these other cappers out there, but sometimes I just don't pick the best spots. But like my reads on most fights are on point. And that's the most frustrating parts that sometimes I just struggle with picking the best spots to actually bet on. But then the spots that I passed on that I have great reads on, I end up hitting those ones. So I'm doing my best to shore that shit up. YBB official, what's going on, brother? Your best bet, I believe it is joining a Twitter group with him. Solid man over there. So make sure you guys go follow him on Twitter at your best bet. How does OSP Hill finish? I think Hill via KO. Just not sure which round. Young Bulla, what are the best books for props? I'm in Vegas. Somebody help my guy out here. Again, I'm up in Canada, so we have different books up here. But I believe Bet Online is a good one for parlays in Vegas. What else? 5 Dimes. I'm not sure if that's even around anymore in the States. But yeah, Bet Online is another good one as well too. Shubgar and Diddy Boxing. Not entirely sure what that is. Brian Anthony, what games you playing? PC or console? I'm a PS4 guy right now. Not really playing online much, anything. I'm more of a story guy. So right now I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima, trying to get through that. And then I also bought for Black Friday, I bought the Avengers game, and I bought Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan from back in the day. I haven't watched anything as of late, but I've always wanted a game where you can play through the entire story in like an open worldish type of setting. So once I saw that, I'm like, I got to get this fucking game. And during this 3-week hiatus from UFC, I'm going to take a roughly about a week and a half just sitting in front of my fucking TV, playing, just maybe hitting a little bit of that Mary Jane's, and just playing through those games as best as I can. First fight of the night, Collier and Vellante. I got Collier, but I know a lot of people aren't heavy on that. So I do like the over 1.5. I think that's the best spot for that. Dragon Ball Whoop. Yep. Come on, dude. You don't know Diddy Boxing? I don't know, dude. I'm either really tired right now or I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Shub. I appreciate it. DK and FanDuel sports books are great. MGM isn't very sleek, but has hella good specials. Whoever asked about the best spots in Vegas, Young Bulla, my guy, that Playboy just helped you out. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'll take these last couple comments, and I gotta get the fuck out of here. Milf Hunter 69. Do you mean the Topuria fight? Topuria fight is the second fight. The first fight is Collier and Vellante. Cyberpunk is about to be off the charts. Yeah, that's a game I feel like you're gonna have to put hours and hours and hours into. So once I finish these 3 games, I might get on Cyberpunk. How often do I hit the bowl? Almost every day, my guy. The one thing though is I can't do it before tape starting anymore, because when I want to record, I just absolutely stumble the fuck all over my words. So I try to get my tape study in, do my recordings, and then I'll kind of cap off my night with that. But obviously, when fights are on, maybe every 3 or 4 fights, I'm heading out. Collier is heavy on that. Yes, he is. Fender Jazz, shout out. Bleed the bookies. The heavyweight debacle is not a fight. Good point. Good point. Appreciate you as always, my brother. This is Brian Rose. Keep killing it. You also does not go unnoticed. Hope you're not for enjoy the card. Appreciate it, dude. All right. Shout out to everybody that hopped in. I think we peaked at roughly 90 viewers. You guys are awesome. If you guys haven't already, please, please, please. It's super simple. Either hit that subscribe if you haven't already, or hit the like button. And if you guys want to support a little bit more, the Patreon is the way to do it. The link is in the description below. $5 a month, a ton of fucking content there for you guys. A huge steal in terms of getting the best bang for your buck with MMA content. I feel like I'm one of the best out there in terms of giving you guys really good reads. And yeah, I currently have 172 patrons. So there's 172 other people that believe the exact same thing. So shout out to everybody over there. All right. Good luck on your bets tonight, people. Yeah, I hope to cash leading into our last two events of the year. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Also, Alfred wants to say goodbye. Bye, everybody. Bye. Good luck on your bets tonight, guys. And I'll see you on the MMA Lawcast on Monday. Peace out.